Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of What Every Cruiser Wants. And we are back with some new cruise comments for you this week of people that know exactly how you want to cruise. And this week, we're going to have some great examples of people who couldn't get it their way. They didn't get exactly what they wanted. Things wouldn't change to exactly how they wanted, so instead there was going to be some comments. They were going to let everybody know how the world is wrong because it wasn't done their way. So we're going to start off talking about an individual who doesn't like the way the burgers are cooked at Guy's Burgers on board Carnival cruise ships. They wouldn't cook it the way he wanted, so of course he has to write a comment. Most of the people who work at Guy's Burgers have no clue how to make a burger medium rare. I was told it is not allowed to have my burger served on the rare side. I couldn't get them to cook one less than medium well for the life of me. Each time I gave it back. Don't tell me the reason they will not do burgers any way but burnt is that it is a health issue. It is not the same way in all American land-based restaurants. I wish you would poll this. Food would be more enjoyed and food would be less wasted if we could all get medium rare burgers. All right, so he wanted his burger cooked on the rare side at Guy's Burgers. Every time he went up there, he was told, we cannot do that. But he would ask for it anyway. They would give him his burger. It wasn't cooked the way he wanted, so he continued to give it back. And he doesn't want to be told, well, this is the rules. These are the requirements. That's what they must do for health reasons. He doesn't want to hear any of that. He wants it cooked the way he wants it. Because in America, he can get it cooked the way he wants it cooked. And if they would just do what he wanted, there would be less food waste all across the ship. Now, Guy's Burgers is essentially a fast food restaurant. It really is. You get in line, they make a bunch of burgers, they're throwing them together as quickly as possible, just trying to move people through that line. One, can you imagine if they took special orders for each and every person that went through that line, how much longer it would take to get a burger? And maybe I'm wrong, but if you go to a fast food restaurant, even here in America, they have cooking requirements for those burgers. It's not like you can go up to McDonald's and go, yeah, I'd like a quarter pounder with cheese, and can you make that, medium rare for me? Okay, there is a big difference between a fast food restaurant and a sit-down restaurant. But according to him, this food would be much more enjoyed. There'd be way less waste because we all want medium rare burgers. Now, I do know people like their burgers cooked differently. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But in this particular case, when you're talking about Guy's Burgers, they do have rules. They have requirements. They have health regulations they must follow. And they are just trying to move people through there as quickly as possible. So, yeah, in my opinion, he's been told this is the way we cook them. This is the way we have to cook them. But he didn't get his way. They won't change for what he wants. He can't get it his way, and now he is upset. But what do you guys think? Is the cruise lines right in following the health and safety guidelines that they have? Do you think Guy's Burger should cook to order? Are you willing to stand in line longer just to get your burger cooked a certain way? Or is that something that really should just stay in sit-down type restaurants where you can choose exactly how you'd like your burger cooked? Now, we're going to switch gears here a little bit because Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald, he did a live video this past Thursday. He had a couple of comments in there. A couple of things were said in that video that I think are perfect for this show. And I want to talk about something. It wasn't an actual comment, so I don't have a full comment on it, but it was something that he mentioned that I thought was a little bit interesting and I definitely thought fit on this show because John Heald and Carnival Cruise Lines, well, they were accused of body shaming. And the reason they were accused of body shaming, because there was an individual who could not sunbathe topless in the Serenity deck on board the cruise ship. That's right. So they couldn't take off their top in public, and because they were told, no, you're not allowed to do this, they in turn accused the brand ambassador in Carnival Cruise Lines of body shaming as the reason why she couldn't. So another example right there of, well, I don't get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, so it must be your fault, and you must be discriminating against me. You must be body shaming me because I'm not allowed to do whatever I want whenever I want. Yep, this is the way the world is going. This is some examples of the way people act today when they don't get their way, when they don't like something that's going on around them, when cruise lines have rules that they expect to be followed and people don't want to follow them. This is the kind of stuff that they say on a regular basis. But what do you guys think? Is it really body shaming a person because they're told, hey, you can't sunbathe topless on board this particular ship? Or is it just a rule that's in place because you know what? Maybe the people around you just don't want to see it. Now, for our next two comments, we are going to do some video clips of Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador, Mr. John Heald. He is going to be reading these comments himself from his live video this past Thursday. Now, I do want to say up front that this is not about the actual person who wrote the comment. This isn't about what their comment is about. But they mentioned something in their comment that happened to them. And that is a part I want to kind of focus on for this particular comment. The comment itself, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was written nicely. It was polite. It talked about an experience they had on board cruise ships and why they had the experience. But like I said, there is a part in it about another cruise passenger and the way that cruise passenger acted, which is why I'm including this comment, and it ties into last week's show when we talked about service dogs being on board a cruise ship. There are currently 40 Seeing Eye service dogs on board a Carnival cruise ship for people to help visually impaired passengers enjoy a cruise. Nothing wrong with that. And this comment is kind of a follow-on and a tie-in to that story. So let's go ahead and take a look at this comment.
So let's just have a little readout. And Marcus, good morning to you. Marcus is from Albany in New York, I think that is. Is Albany in New York? I think it is. Anyway, hello to Marcus in Albany. And if it's not in New York, wherever that Albany is, hello to you. Marcus is writing this. Hello, John. I'm 38 years old and I would like to share my story with you. I have seizures most weeks, sometimes 3 or 4 times a week, as a result of epilepsy triggered by a brain injury I suffered in a car accident in 2017. My seizures have led to other injuries. I suffered serious burns after collapsing while at the stove. The hot pan of pasta fell on my leg while I had a seizure, and I've had to have 2 skin grafts. I became a prisoner in my own home. I just stayed in all the time because I was worried about embarrassing myself or my wife and son and making myself a problem to them. In 2021, my life was transformed by the arrival of Murphy, a golden Labrador Retriever cross. Murphy alerts me when exactly 20 minutes away from having a seizure, and he is right every time. His accuracy gives me reassurance and now means I'm able to go out more, see friends and have a full life, knowing that I have time to get home or to a safe place such as my car if Murphy alerts that I will be having a seizure soon. Murphy will then stay with me throughout. I'm telling you this, John, because I recently cruised. It was on the Sunrise for 5 days. Your crew were amazing. Most of the passengers were kind. Some were not and looked at me like I should not be there with my dog. One day I was sitting in the restaurant on the ship with my wife and son and with Murphy under the table, full stop. A lady came over and complained about a dog being in there with food being served. She said we had to leave, that I should not be in the restaurant with Murphy. The restaurant manager came to ask the lady to return to her table. She did so, screaming and shouting at me. My hope is that more people will understand that people with dogs on a cruise are not faking it. Yes, this is what I read from some of the replies to your post yesterday about service dogs on a cruise. This really did make me angry. When I cruise again, I hope passengers will know that service dogs are people watchers. They're just focused on their owners and the person they are supporting, and they enjoy it and they get rewarded for it. They will never bother anyone.
This individual, Marcus, he goes on board a cruise ship. He has a certified service dog. Remember, these are ADA requirements, and the cruise lines do check. You can't just bring on your emotional support poodle. These have to be actual service dogs. But he brings his service dog with him. He finally gets to go on a cruise. He is eating in a restaurant, and a cruise passenger takes it upon herself to come over to his table and tell him he can't be there because he has his service animal. She's obviously creating enough of an issue that the restaurant manager has to come over and escort her away from the table, where she proceeds to yell and scream at a fellow cruise passenger because she is upset over a service animal being in the restaurant, which they are allowed to be in. And it's her actions as to why I included this comment. Me personally, this gentleman, Marcus, he has a service animal that allows him to go cruising. Go cruising, enjoy your life, enjoy your cruise vacations. Look forward to possibly seeing you on board a cruise ship one day. That's my opinion. Now, the lady who takes it upon herself to go yell and scream at another passenger, personally, again, I would think, hey, maybe a little cruise band is exactly what she needs, because that is not the type of person I want to spend time with on board a cruise ship. But, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, would you get up and go and yell at another cruise passenger because of something that they're doing correctly, but you just don't like it? Are you so important, and something that you want changed is so important that you're going to go yell at another cruise passenger, scream at another cruise passenger just to try to get your way? Boy, that is just, to me, one of the ultimate senses of entitlement. I want it my way, so I will yell and scream at whoever to make it my way. And finally, we have one more quick video clip for you, just a short little comment. And again, it's going to be over something they don't like. And because they don't like it, it's got to be wrong and it's got to be changed. So let's take a look at this comment.
Does Carnival plan to introduce gender-neutral terms for ships? If not, why not? Other cruise lines have already taken this step. Carnival needs to do it as well. John, it is sexist to refer to a ship using feminine pronouns. Yes, this is a prime example of literal objectification. A ship is a non-living being, and the only pronoun that should be used is it.
All right, so now it is sexist to refer to a cruise ship as she. Now, this is a historical reference because ships have often been identified as she all throughout history. And if you Google why cruise ships are called she, there's several different explanations as to why that's been done throughout history. But one of the most prominent one is that they are referred to as she because they are considered goddesses, protectors, mothers of the ship and crew. And it very well could be that I am out of touch with reality when it comes to pronouns and whether or not it is sexist or not sexist, because I don't feel that calling a cruise ship she is sexist. I don't think that it is derogatory. I don't think that it is negative. When I see a cruise ship, it is a mighty vessel. They're huge, they're gigantic, built to head out to sea, weather storms, carry passengers from place to place, keeping them safe and secured. So to walk up to a cruise ship and go, wow, she is a beautiful ship. The Carnival Jubilee, she is just beautiful, seems normal, seems natural, at least it does to me. So is that sexist for me to say that I'm okay with cruise ships being called she? Should I instead be referring to cruise ships as it? It is a beautiful ship. I sailed on it. I don't know. That doesn't feel right to me, but I very well could be wrong when it comes to this particular subject. Or is this just another example of somebody who doesn't like something? They don't want the ship called she, so it must be sexist, and then the cruise line must change it to it to meet their wants. What do you guys think? Who's right? Who's wrong? Should the ships still be called she, Or should we start calling them its? And that's going to be our video this week for what every cruiser wants. Let me know in the comments below. Are these people right? Are these people wrong? Are they speaking for you when it comes to cruising? Hope everyone out there has enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there has a really great day and a really great weekend. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.